Okay, guys, let's just keep it real for a second. In an ideal world, I think we'd all like people to see us how we see ourselves. You know, if we perceive ourselves to be confident, to be outgoing, you know, social, talkative, all that kind of stuff, obviously you want people to see that in you. But people can't see what's inside your head. All they see is what you show them. And whether we like it or not, judgment is just purely how humans make sense of the world and how we perceive each other and how we judge each other. That's just how we react and communicate with the world. Okay, let's think about it this way. Let's say, for example, you go into a social event or a work event, something like that, whatever. Let's say you go into one of those and you're dressed like a nun. How do you think you're going to be perceived? You're going to be perceived as a nun. Like, it just makes sense, doesn't it, really, when you think about it like that? And if you go in there and, you know, you're talking very quietly and your shoulders, you're very closed off and you're not very talkative and you're mumbling a little bit because you're very nervous. And people are going to perceive you as someone who's shy and not confident and as someone who is nervous. That's just, again, it makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, I'll use a bit of a more extreme example. So let's say you go to the same event and you're wearing a swastika on your t-shirt, like right there. People are going to perceive you as a Nazi, most likely. They're going to think, oh, you know, it's all right. It doesn't matter what he's wearing. It doesn't matter about that. It doesn't matter what he's wearing because he's probably a really, really nice guy. Doesn't matter that he's wearing a swastika. He's probably a really nice guy. No. Let's be realistic. People are going to think he's probably a Nazi. And so I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's just simply how perception works. It's instant, it's automatic, it's instinctual. You don't even think about it. It just happens straight away. If someone walks in, you don't think to yourself, how will I react to this person? No, it just happens because it's just your instinct. But despite all this, there is good news. Now, yes, people make judgments and they make snap decisions about who you are as a person. You can use this to your advantage. So I'm very sure most of you have probably heard this by now, but people will make a first impression of you within 7 seconds of meeting you. So within that first 0 to 7 seconds, they've already made their judgment of you and they've already read the impression you made of yourself and perceived it in their own way. So if that's the case, why would you not be intentional with how you could potentially be perceived? Let's say you want to be perceived as someone who's confident and competent. Surely you turn up, you dress well, you dress smartly, you'd be shaved and, like looking smart, well put together. You'd speak confidently, you'd look people in the eye, shake their hands, you'd be talkative, all those kinds of things. If you want to be perceived as someone who's more approachable and more friendly, be more talkative, smile more, use, open body language, eye contact, all that kind of stuff. It shows people, people will perceive you as someone who is more open and more friendly because people don't see your intentions. They see how you act. They see your actions. So you could go into this party with a swastika on your top and be thinking, no, you might actually not be a person who's a Nazi. You might be a really nice guy. You might be the most profound conversationalist in the whole room, the smartest, the best looking, whatever. But it doesn't matter because you have that logo, that representation on your chest, and that's how people will perceive you. Now, we all know someone who said, I don't care what people think of me. I hate to break it to you, but that is a fat lie. It's not true at all. Now, if you live in complete isolation, you don't speak to anyone, you literally live in the middle of the Alaskan wilderness and you live in a little cabin and surrounded by snow and all you have with you is a dog, it's not true. Because the thing is, how people see you, it does matter. Because it affects your relationships, it affects your opportunities, it affects your life, it affects everything. Because we're social creatures. So saying to yourself, I don't care what people think about me, you're lying to yourself. It's not true. And the unfortunate thing is, if you don't take control of how people perceive you, they're just going to make assumptions about you. And that's a really tricky thing, because once people have made those assumptions, they're pretty hard to change. Let's say in the context of a job interview, there's two people. One person, he's dressed smart, nice broad, open body language, eye contact, talking confidently, speaking, like projecting their voice, compared to one guy, he's slouched, he's kind of like struggling to make eye contact. He's talking very quietly, very monotone, he's mumbling a little bit. So it's, blah, blah, blah. Who do you think they're going to pick? Let's obviously, in the same context, let's say these two people have the exact same experience, the exact same qualifications. It's all the same. Who do you think they're going to go for? I don't even have to tell you, you know. Now apply that same logic to everything else in your life. Your romantic relationships, your friendships, business, like everything that you do. Whether you like it or not, people are forming opinions about you left, right and center all day, every day. So why would you not want to use that to your advantage and make sure those opinions that people make of you work in your favor? The best way to use judgment to your advantage is to become hyper aware of how you present yourself to the world. Ask yourself, okay, what kind of message does the energy that I'm giving off send to people when I walk into a room? Like, what does my body language say? Remember what I said before, someone who's open body language. If you're slouched over, what does that tell people? How do you sound when you speak? Are you clear? Are you confident? Are you intentional? Are you monotone and talking very quietly and trying to not make eye contact, or too scared to make, how are you doing this? And what do your clothes say? Your appearance, what does it say about you? Are you someone who's dressed in like a super baggy t-shirt and like torn jeans with dirt covered all over them, or yeah. How do people see you? And what does your overall appearance communicate to people? And the thing is, once you start paying attention to these small things, you'll quickly realize just how much power that you have over what people think about you. And all these little small changes in how you present yourself can completely change the way that people treat you. And I know it's not necessarily a nice thing to think about, like, okay, because someone looks a certain way, they're going to be treated differently. And realistically, no, it's not a nice thing. But is it good or is it bad? It's neither. It just is what it is. And it will never be changed. It'll always remain that way. Okay, what are some ways that you can change how people perceive you? Now, the first thing is the easiest thing, and that is your appearance. How are you dressing? Are you brushing your teeth regularly? Are your teeth nice and clean? Is your skin nice and clean? If you're a dude, is your beard nice and sharpened up and looked after properly, or are you looking scruffy and tired and your hair's a mess? And you're, how are you presenting yourself? Now, obviously, you don't have to be a model. All these things, your grooming, your posture, all of these things send signals to the people who are perceiving you. And you have to make sure that they align with how you want to be seen. And don't forget as well, body language. Like I said before, standing tall, not slouching over, making eye contact, using hand gestures when you're speaking to people, not crossing your arms, not like hands in pockets and in the corner, just whether you do or don't do these things is going to make a huge difference in how people perceive you. Now, another really, really big thing is talking with confidence, your communication. Now, big things like speaking clearly, cutting out filler words like and all that kind of stuff. Now, obviously, I kind of do that sometimes too. It's something that I'm working on. But now each time that I speak, I'm consciously thinking about it, and I try my best to not do that. But the biggest things is to speak properly, project yourself, make eye contact, and project confidence, even if you don't feel like it. Because for someone who's not used to speaking clearly and being a confident person, obviously it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel strange. But you have to almost fake it till you make it, in a way. Now, another big thing is how socially calibrated you are. So your social awareness. If in the past, oftentimes people have said to you like, you talk. Oh, okay. I thought you were like a really shy person. I didn't realize you talk this much. because your first impression that you gave to them was the fact that maybe you were really quiet and you weren't very talkative or something like that. If that's not how you want to come across, then you can tweak that approach. When you meet someone for the first time, you talk to them and you just ask questions, you shake their hand, you make eye contact, all that kind of stuff. It's so easy to tweak these little things, and you'll see a massive change in how people perceive you. Right, so to finish that, you are how the world perceives you to be. And that perception affects everything around you. So instead of fighting it, instead of moaning like, oh, we shouldn't judge people, oh, it's bad, it's not nice, it's horrible. Well, it is what it is. So the quicker you accept it, the quicker you can harness it and use it to your advantage. Control your image, control your narrative, and you'll very, very quickly see how the world starts reacting to you very differently. And like I've said, you can't escape judgment, but you can make it work for you. So don't forget that. Right, guys, that brings us to the end of the video. Now, if you enjoy this type of content, please do not forget to press that subscribe button, like the video, and press the bell notification icon button on the top of the screen so you do not miss out on one of these videos, because, well, as you can see, you'll be making a big mistake. But anyway, now's the time to go and put the work in. Go and do what you know you need to be doing, and I'll see you guys in the very next video. Peace.